he's done and the success he's had. And man, to me, this dude comes from the same cloth that was great, man. Yeah, that's feminine.
Nerdvengers, Broke Vengers, visitors to the tower, what's up? We'll be live in just a second. If you could do us a favor and tap that like button, oh baby, would it mean a lot. See you soon. Daryn.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so question.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Batroc the Leaper from like the comics and stuff?
No, I've never read it before.
Yeah, he's like this really goofy, like throwaway villain. That like
Goofy in what way?
Like French twirling mustache.
like a mime.
Like a
cartoon
for real.
mime.
Like the thing is though, like I'm not even kidding. That's kind of what it is like. It's like it's like one of those things where, like he's just this really goofy trash villain, but now like George St. Pierre, who's one of the like baddest men on the planet, right? Is going to play him in I think a couple projects coming up actually. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of insight on someone I don't know anything about, but a trash villain, I do trust Marvel. Marvel has the ability to turn very throwaway side characters into whole ass franchises. So
this is true.
They have earned it.
True. Even Guardians is kind of like that little, you know what I mean? Where it's like Guardians was cool, but like people didn't know about Guardians before Guardians. Like
I mean, even like Big Hero 6.
I've never seen that actually. That's the one. Wait, that's the one with the puffy dude with the red armor and stuff, right?
The puppy dude.
No, Puffy.
Oh,
he's like
yes.
yeah.
He's like the big giant marshmallow. It's certified adorable.
Okay, well that
Fucking great.
really definitely puts it up there on the watch list. That'll be Yeah, that'll be
and
great.
it makes me cry like 3 different times at the movie. It's
awesome. Well, this
fantastic.
This is going great for our first stream. What's up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. This is Daryn Wood. Daryn, what's up? Welcome to the...
Hi, hello, everyone. I actually wasn't sure if we were live or not, but then I saw.
I was actually gonna... It's funny you say that, because on the... So, remember when we were, like, accidentally live before, but not really live? So, that actually went out to, like, my Twitch channel. So when you and I were, right? I know, right? So like when you and I were just like, blah, 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 and then like at the end we were like, what the hell? That went out to the Twitch channel. I thought about cutting it and putting it in the commercial for like, because I was gonna like tweet and stuff about it, but I decided.
And then us just talking amongst ourselves. Well, hello, hi everyone. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah.
If last time I was on a members only stream, if that was us like having the talk, today is us making it like Instagram official. Like
this is true. Yes, we are Instagram official. Yes,
I'm on the big boy live stream.
Exactly. And we're very happy to have Daryn here.
Yay!
She's gonna be doing this stream on Wednesday nights, probably around this time, around the 9 or the 10 time period. I think for at least a while, you and I are going to be doing it. And we might have other people come in. We might have guests. We might, rotate it around. But for now, it's kind of like we're forming the thing, I would say.
We're just like figuring it out, getting a feel for it, letting it grow organically, sowing our seeds, if you will.
Yes, all of that. Exactly all of that. And I would say that we need a name for the show. And there were some people on our Discord that had some ideas, and if you guys could throw them into the chat, that would be great, because I know you guys had some absolutely incredible ideas. Some of them were
Can I
like
hear some good ones.
Yeah, I'll tell you my favorite one, which we will absolutely not be picking. It's like getting sweaty with Daryn or something like that. Like somebody was like,
all right.
That's what I mean.
I told you guys to simp responsibly last time.
Yes.
Getting sweaty. What is this?
Well, okay. So to be fair, the sweaty thing is like a nerd thing, where it's like the more intense you're nerding out, you're getting really sweaty. So it's like
heavy breathing, just doing like the Helga breath.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like part of our lexicon. And so, but because of your exact reaction that you just had is the exact reason I was like, no, bro, like we're not doing that.
To be fair, I am like a sweaty person in real life, so it's not too far off.
Terrific. So maybe that will actually stick.
Who's been reading my diary? How dare you call out my flaws?
I know there's getting nerdy. Oh God. Yeah, there's a couple that are a little questionable. But
getting down and nerdy.
Yeah, getting down and nerdy.
Wink.
That one's not bad, actually. That's actually one of the better ones. So yeah, guys, feel free to the Nerdy Wood. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm not against. I'm not against something to that effect, but
Yeah,
we'll
I
talk
see people being like nerds with wood. I was in middle school. I was there. I had the morning wood jokes. It happens.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. Yo, let's talk a little Marvel. Where are you at with WandaVision? Are you current?
I caught up.
Okay.
Halloween episode, latest one.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I was actually making me think of randomly? Okay. I'm like already starting off with a tangent. Just trust me, guys. Okay, so I've been thinking about, because I don't know, whenever I like ingest, maybe that's not the right word. Whenever I take in new content, I always like could think about it conceptually in a way, and it made me think about what makes a show binge worthy and what doesn't, and why some shows choose to just like come out all at once, and why shows choose to do a week at a time.
Right.
Because it's like Stranger Things, right? That's like a total binge-worthy show, and it's kind of nice that it comes out all at once, because then you just kind of like blow through it. It's a lot of fun, kind of easy, but still like intriguing. You just kind of want to like move down along the line. Something like The Expanse, that I actually liked that it was coming out like week to week, because I do with something like really dramatic and intriguing. It does make me, I do miss that old school, like, making you wait for it kind of thing, although it is hard waiting. It is kind of nice waiting for it. WandaVision, though, having it come out every week, I don't think is the business.
Really? That's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because it's a slow burn, and I know it's meant to be a slow burn. I know it's building a very peculiar, unique story that needs to like take its time to create this whole world and whatnot. But then a lot of the episodes end up just being like, what's going on? Let's get
I totally get you. I don't know. For me, like, okay, so I see that side of it, and you're definitely not alone. There's a lot of people that feel that way because, like, particularly the first 3 are like, just being real, those were challenging weeks for us and the weeks leading up to it because we knew what was sort of coming down the line with WandaVision. So we're making content because we're trying to, get like SEO authority and start to get the fans like into it and stuff like that. And it's like, man, it just wasn't popping. Like, it just wasn't popping. And a lot of people's kind of argument was kind of what you were saying, that it's just too slow.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's tough because I do get what they're trying to do, like aesthetically, and what they're trying to do with the theme and whatnot. But as like and maybe it's just got a little too much Disney stank on it. It's just not like intriguing enough and dramatic enough to keep me hooked, I guess. Yeah. Like waiting for the next week. Like I watch it kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen next? Like it's not a terrible show. I'm having a good time watching it, but I'm not like hanging on the edge of my seat.
Now, has that adjusted in the more recent episodes? Because they've sort of changed a little bit tonally. Yeah? Yes.
And also, no. Yes, I like that things are actually happening, but it's so little. Like, it's not little in the way where I'm like, it's these little pieces that are all kind of like adjacently positioned together. So I kind of know what's going on, but I'm still like dying to know. I just kind of, it's like a little crumb and then they just walk away. And I'm like, I don't know if I...
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, I get it. And the thing is, it's funny because for me... I'm like so into the show. Like,
I'm sorry, wait, pause. Someone said only nerds. That's
that was one of the ones that I was like, yo, dude, I'm telling you. But some of them, they're good. It's not that they're bad. It's just like, like let's.
My roommate has a great OnlyFans. Check it out.
Anyways, there you go. There you go. Now you have to remind me the point I was making.
I said they leave a crumb and walk away.
Ah, yes. So, I am just really, really into the show, and I'm obsessed with some of the meta-contextual things that I think are going on. And if you're, I'm just trying to put I've thought about this, recently. I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of someone that just doesn't like that shit at all. You know what I mean? Like, some people just don't like that. Like, that's not their thing or whatever. Like, did you ever read Jonathan Hickman comics? He did like...
The name is familiar. Remind me of some of the runs.
He did like East of... Some of his indie stuff was like East of West.
I have East of West, but I haven't read it yet. Okay. It's literally on my bed. Like on my bedside table.
Okay, so for sure check that out. He's like a very cerebral writer. He's like a Grant Morrison kind of dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like real weird shit.
So like some people are into that.
Kind of shit.
Oh yeah. Look, some people are into that, and some people are like, nah, I just prefer like a Bendis story or whatever, something a little more whatever, So for me with WandaVision, it's interesting because, man, if you're not, it literally feels like the show is just for like the sweatiest of sweaty nerds. Like it kind of feels like it is that. And if you're not like that sweaty, you're just gonna be like, okay, I get what you're doing.
Like, I think that's kind of like the point I was trying to make, where it feels like it's almost being too cerebral, but it's not a sharp enough show to be that way.
Well, I would argue on the surface level, or at least until we know, because if they leave some of these things just dangling, like to your point, I think if we leave the show and a lot of these were just Easter eggs and they weren't like some meticulous thing that teased out a big crazy reveal or something, right? Then I'll agree with you, right? I'll walk away and I'll be like, okay, yeah, a lot of that stuff was just like almost like thought porn or something, or like, you know what I mean, like nerd porn or something like that. But if is that the show? But the
no, I say like that's like this is the same argument I always made against The Mandalorian. To everybody's chagrin, the whole nothing happens argument. But then it's a little different because nothing happens, and we also don't know the main character. And it, from my perspective, didn't really give a fuck about him, and doesn't ever really give a reason to give a fuck about him.
I agree with you there.
We know Wanda and Vision. I do care. I am invested. Totally down, 100%. Know what's going on. And
no,
it's not enough. It's not enough.
I feel you. And it's funny because like part of me wants to agree with you like super hardcore, because I personally think, as cool as WandaVision is, shows like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you know, shows like what we'll get in the Secret Invasion show League 4. This is what's so interesting to me. I don't really like Kamala Khan. Like, I was never like super into that character, right? She was cool in her own.
That's the Miss Marvel.
Yes, the young, the Inhuman gal, So she's actually, I read some of her stuff, like her solo stuff, and it was actually cool. You know, it's not like necessarily my bag, but it's good. Her stuff in like Champions and Avengers and stuff was garbage to me. But regardless, they're doing such a good job with these shows that just based off the merit of how cool these shows are, as a Marvel fan, I'm a little bit more excited than I would be otherwise to check out a Miss Marvel show. You know what I mean? Well,
that's what I mean. It's like let me make more sounds with my mouth before I get my point out. Marvel has more than earned their place to know how to take a character and do something with it. And it's like the characters doesn't even have to have a really good story or really good base. I mean, a lot of the times when they're bringing characters in, it's mostly just for name recognition, but they're doing something completely their own with it. And I love it. Like, I do like a world where things are true to a comic, but I also like things that make sense. And I think you may have watched one of these videos, or one of my YouTube videos talking about like why Marvel succeeds is because I
love that video.
Thank you. It's because they understand like the true nature of the characters they're telling. They understand what makes them who they are. And as is the nature of comics, you can put these characters in many different settings. But if you understand like the meat and potatoes of the characters, then you can have free agency with the story. Just tell a good fucking story. You know?
Yeah. No, I'm with it.
Even like like an example is like Superman Red, just totally out there, like weird, outlandish side, alternate dimension plot. But it's great.
Are you talking about Red Sun when he is the?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love that story. Have you seen the new animated film that they did, the adaptation?
Of the movie?
Yeah, it came out last year, I think. Yeah, it came out last year.
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, it's
I've been
great.
slowly making my way through DC animated movies.
Whoa, yeah. Well, Bruce Timm, right? So like the Bruce Timm was the animation guy attached to a lot of like the Batman Beyond, like 90s animated Batman shit. So he was sort of like the Kevin Feige of DC's animated stuff, which is why their animated stuff is so fire, and their television stuff is the sort of.
My friend was trying to give me a DC education because I've never really been into the DC main characters, like the whole Justice League kind of shit. I like my Batman stories, I like a few Superman stories, but I mostly like, fucking Planetary, Watchmen.
Oh yeah,
Flex Mantello, just like weird one-off stories. Because I think they support artists in that way. They have great one-off stories, but I've never really been super into the Justice League. So my friend's been sending me all these DC animated movies to watch to. I'm trying to give a fuck about these people, about the Justice League.
I know. Yeah, that's good. Hey, good on you. Good on you.
You know what? And it's like, what I was looking for is to care about more people than just Batman and Superman. And then at the end of every movie, I'm just like, nope, still just care about Batman and Superman.
For real, though. I mean, that is kind of the thing, right? Yeah, for real. So let me ask you this. Have you ever read Grant Morrison's Justice League when he was running in like the 90s?
No.
Oh, there's some there's some wild stories. Small tangent, ladies and gentlemen. I need to talk. Small tangent. Everybody, just shut your mouth. So one of my absolute.
Did you just tell a woman to shut her mouth on the internet?
No, I said everybody but the women in Daryn. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, shit. All you Sims, shut your simping mouth. Okay, listen. One of my favorite Grant Morrison stories is in the Justice League. There's this meteorite called Mageddon, okay, and it's coming towards Earth, and it's hyper activating the reptilian part of everybody's brain, and they're all becoming more savage.
I love it already.
It is fantastic. It is fantastic. Okay, side note over.
Yeah, just with like the weird kind of super mental philosophical shit that he writes, I think I'd be down.
Yeah.
But then that's the thing. I never really liked Superman, and then my friend was just like, "You just haven't read the right Superman comics."
True.
And then I read Mark Waid's Superman Birthright, and I was like, "Great story,
dude."
All right,
Mark
then.
Waid. You know, say what you will for Mark Waid. I know he's, you know, some fans hate him these days, but he is a hardcore Superman fan. He loves Superman. I've seen him like talk about it on podcasts and stuff. Like, he'll debate anyone on the spot on why Superman's the best hero.
And honestly, you can feel that in the writing of Birthright. And I love it. And that's one of the things. It's like, just write a good story, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just get someone who is so passionate they can just feel it in their bones, because we can feel it when we take it in. It's
Agreed,
It's palpable. Like, you can't fake that shit. And transition. Mark Waid wrote a great Black Widow comic.
Oh, boom shakalaka. Yeah, he did indeed. Let's talk about Black Widow with your amazing transition skills. Thank you so much.
Boom.
I have this thing with this movie where I'm like, just put the movie out on YouTube at this point. Like, I don't even like. Yeah, what do you think?
No.
Okay, let's
No,
fight. Let's fight.
I want to
Let's
see
fight.
it in theaters. I want to see it. Okay, we had this discussion on the members only stream. So if you were there, sorry, it's going to get repetitive. If you weren't, well, good, yay for you. I just love the theaters. I think the experience is unmatched. I'm never gonna enjoy it. What? Sorry, I burp all the time. It's also
burp count one. Burp count one, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
Got
go
a
ahead.
gassy stomach. Burp all the time. We're keeping it going. We're rolling right through. The theater experience is unmatched, and I never appreciate or notice a movie more than when I'm in the theater, when I'm completely immersed in the experience, when everyone has to shut the fuck up and sit down and pay attention. Like, it's actually one of my biggest pet peeves in the world is when I'm watching a movie with someone and they're on their phone, and I'm like, why are we watching this movie?
No,
you don't want to watch this movie. We don't want to watch this movie. Then just, I'll pause it. And they're like, no. I'm like, no, I need you to watch the movie, because like, I'll pause it if you want to be on your phone.
I agree.
It's
fine. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because you want to. Part of it's like plugging into the same experience with multiple brains. That's part of the fun. Yeah, I agree.
And not that I say I don't like watching movies at home. I would just always like to see. This is what we talked about last time. I would always like to see a movie first in theaters and then have the option to rewatch it at home. So I'd like to, watch it multiple times subsequently afterwards, after I'd already seen it in theaters. But I need that opportunity to see it in theaters. Yeah. And also, I feel bad because it's like, I mean, can Scarlett Johansson get her goddamn due? Let her get a theater release.
Let her get a theater release. Well, at this point, let that bitch have this. No, I get you, and I do want her to have the win. Here's my thing about this, and it's going to be a little different than what we did last week, actually, because my current thing is like, I just feel like it's holding things up. Like, I feel like because there's a possibility that just sort of just came out. It's been talked about a little bit over the past couple of days. Feige is really against the same day and date release, Disney Plus and theater. He wants the movie to come out solely in theaters and then maybe do a really quick turnaround on Disney Plus or something like that. That's the word. But
see, look, Kevin Feige, you get
it. I know, but here's the thing. That might, because of that desire, that might require to push the film back even further, which could further delay other things. That I'm just like, I just can't anymore with that.
Yeah, but I mean, this is something. When I was doing my review for Mulan, my friend Tawny was talking about how she watched that Frozen documentary, and we were just talking about how Mulan was just such a weird movie that it felt like they just kind of rushed to cut together this weird, strange product and just dump it out when they needed to. And she said, well, that's the thing, right? They have this lineup and like estimated revenue for like years out. Like, we release this movie and it will make this much money or lose this much money. And we have to make all those movies and release all those movies in this year to meet this time frame that we've like tracked for our investors for whatever, how many years going forward. So I get that. I get that they, we wish it could all just be in the hearts and souls of us all, but that's not how business works, honey. And if you want those special effects at an optimum level, you got to play ball, which means you have to run it down the shareholder timeline. And I get that, but I also, things are held up anyway.
True.
The world is on hold.
I agree. and I see your point, but particularly with this film, as we head towards Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's I think the thing, right? Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier we're gonna roll right in to that in March 19th. So when is Black Widow even supposed to release at this point? Let's see.
Well, question.
Yeah.
So are all of these going to be what timelines are these all happening?
Okay, so that's going to release later. That's going to release in...
No, I mean like in the actual movie. Like what time period is each movie?
Yeah, so it's not super clear actually, especially with a lot of the things in Phase 4. The current thought though is that Black Widow is going to take place in the past. It will probably link up with, post Endgame timeline, but it's going to cover stuff like, Budapest with, her and Hawkeye and, events around Civil War.
And then that stuff's gonna roll over into the Falcon
and the Winter Soldier. Well, the main reason here's the thing, and we don't know for sure, but the theories and the thought process is that there will be things revealed in Falcon and the Winter, or rather in Black Widow, that have to do with Ross and his involvement in super soldier programs, potentially nefarious involvement with even foreign super soldier programs, right? So that will lead into him and Sam and Bucky and what's going on with the super soldier program, and Sam being offered the shield sort of under a contingent, so that's sort of the thing.
Or another option, I mean, I'm sure there's some date where it's just not even feasible anymore to wait. Like there's just probably going to be a certain date where it just becomes like. And honestly, I feel like Disney and Marvel have enough money. I feel like they'll survive.
Right, that's the thing.
So maybe they just gotta shit the bed with this one and then just release it online and then do a theater release later.
I agree. I just think that the mentality... Here's the thing. I agree. Feige has this idea, I believe, that their theatrical stuff, or rather their streaming catalog, like the actual streaming catalog that he had created before Rona was a thing, before 2020, he had created this idea going ham on Disney Plus. Bob Iger was like, help me out, Kev. He's like, I gotcha. That he feels, I think, is strong enough to compete with other studios' film slates on streaming. And I think he's right about that. I just think that Black Widow is a unique example because the fans are losing interest. I just feel like it's holding things up. If they delayed it again, it would be such a bummer, because then if they delay Shang-Chi again, you know what I mean? Like that's just it's gonna fire me up.
I get it sucks. I think what it comes down to is it just sucks, and they're gonna have to make a shitty decision. Guys, I got it. Shitty decision that they're just going to have to make because this pandemic sucks ass. And I feel really bad for Scarlett Johansson, though. That's bullshit.
I feel bad. I mean, to your point though, can't they take care of her on the back end regardless?
No, but I just mean like as a personal achievement. Like imagine putting how many fucking years has she been involved in the MCU
it's a lot, now? Dude.
And like finally, she gets a movie of her own, and this is probably a really big deal for her. And she's very committed to this role. Like she definitely, obviously cares a lot, and she's. That's just a bummer. That sucks for her, man.
It is a bummer. That
sucks.
It is a bummer. I agree. But I don't know. I'm just.
But they gotta move these things
exactly.
along.
My compassion is waning.
Why don't they just make? I don't know. People pay more money for it. I don't
know.
Dude,
because well, here's why. It's because the Mulan situation. Mulan scared them. You know what I mean? Because they lost.
Because Mulan sucked.
It sucked,
don't make
and
a
also
shitty movie.
Right, for sure, and also was just a ridiculous reverse engineered product that even the Chinese rejected. It's a ridiculous situation with that.
Do you
film.
know the tea on that? Because when I watched it, I had a feeling that the reason it was cut so weird was for international markets. Is that correct?
Of course, of course.
I fucking knew it.
That movie was supposed to be
Flashback to Daryn's review stream where she was like, "Do you think?"
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with that. From what I understand, there's actually even some documented evidence of like certain things they changed from the film to appease the sensitivity of the censorship boards in China. But I mean, you know, that is also a nuanced discussion. It's not just like all of that's bad. I mean, I generally just it triggers me. You know what I mean? As just like a just Polish American. You know,
well, it's shitty when it results in shit.
Dude, that I think everyone can agree with. You know what I mean?
It's like if you know you're going to have to present something to a market that's going to make a lot of cuts and a lot of judgments, hey, figure that shit out beforehand, you know? And I'm not saying that that's what they didn't do. I'm sure they tried super fucking hard.
Yeah.
But like, that was actually my main complaint of the movie, was that it felt like there was a good movie hiding behind these weird jump cuts. Yep. I was so confused. I was like, every actor did a good job, and I felt like there was a good story in there, and they edited it weird. Like, it felt weirdly edited. It was jaunty.
That's like how I feel about the Suicide Squad movie, David Ayer's Suicide Squad movie. I contest that that's one of the worst edited major motion pictures ever, because there's good stuff in that film. There's stuff that like, that's what's so interesting about the DC movies to me, is they randomly hit notes that like take me back to comic panels, and I really appreciate. Like, there were even some scenes in the Birds of Prey film that like just had me like taken back to like some old like just beautiful Batman art of Gotham, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But they just never seem to like be able to hold that tone, whereas Marvel like not only finds that tone, but like
Warner Brothers doesn't like understand they just don't understand character and storytelling. They don't really care. It's not their priority. Like, their priority is name recognition and titles. They don't really care about the actual story. I don't know who any of the characters are. Like, if we're just talking about the live action movies that have come out in the last whatever years, I couldn't tell you anything about them, like, personally, or their journeys, or whatever the fuck they are. They're all just
for sure,
so surface level. Although the fight scenes in Birds of Prey were great.
Really? Because I
thought it was fun.
Oh, they're fun, but they don't do it for me. Like, okay,
but the fucking Beskar spear fight did? God.
Yes! Daryn, yes! That's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly that. The Beskar spear fighting was beautiful, nuanced, and artistic. The Birds of Prey fighting scene was like, yo, we're definitely not going to train these chicks. We're going to make the dudes and all of the actors just overreact like it's fucking Adam West Batman. And they're like...
I guess, like, are you talking about, like, the final fight scene?
That final fight scene was embarrassing.
Okay, I'm not really talking about... I'm talking about,
that
like,
shit was
Harley
embarrassing.
Like,
sorry.
I'm talking about that, like,
when she's in the prison or whatever?
Evidence room fight scene. I was like, that
wasn't bad. That was kind of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
With the cocaine and all that. That was that part, right? That stuff was fun. The movie was better when it was just doing that. I feel like the action, oof.
Yeah. The movie was just, it was not good.
You know who was great in that movie?
Who?
Ewan McGregor. He was fantastic as Black Mask. I loved his Black Mask.
He was fine. But the thing, I feel like it was one of those things where it's hard to say because he was surrounded by mediocrity. Which sounds bad, because it's like Margot. I'm not saying that, like, because Margot Robbie is also fantastic. She's such a good Harley Quinn. I love it. But they're not really giving great shit. So it's like these fucking A-list Oscar-winning actors pulling out all the stops to make this shit happen with, like, absolutely nothing. And then I'm sure I just, like, every time I watch a DC movie like that, all I can imagine is just, like, the boardroom of Suits just ruining it. Just, like, ruining every single thing about it. Sure. And, like, these poor, like, you know, writers with a dream, and, like, you know, all these, they, like, just, and these actors that give a fuck, and then there's just, like, these Suits that are just, like,
they're just like, it's funny, the crazy disconnect between the business side and the art side in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare that you find someone that can sort of exist and live in both worlds. Most of the time, the best you can do is someone that can at least get the lines of communication correct. You know what I mean? So,
well, it's why Bob Iger and Kevin Feige are so successful. Because I think they know how to walk the fine line between feeling and functional. And fiscally responsible.
And
Oh
fiscally
my God.
responsible. The best way to be
I just did
fiscally
3 Fs.
damn, yo, triple Fing on them.
Yeah.
The best way to be fiscally responsible though is to make $23 billion in gross. That
Yeah.
is your
Okay, maybe
probably
not fiscally responsible, fiscally successful.
successful for show, dude, but also responsible because there's nothing more responsible than $23 billion. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yo, let me ask you this. Let's shift into just a couple things, and we're going to get into Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go through your super chats. We're going to knight all the new Nerdvengers. We're going to allow all the simp messages to come to Miss Daryn unless they're super inappropriate, and then I'm going to ban you forever.
Yeah.
So,
Are we done already?
no, we're not done. No. I want to talk about one more thing, and then we're going to go into all these questions. Okay, wait. Now I'm like blanking on what I wanted to talk about.
Sorry.
No, don't worry, man. It's cool. I wanted to talk a little bit about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Are you pumped for this show? How much do you know about it?
Not much. I haven't really read Falcon or Winter Soldier comics.
Yeah. It's
I like.
Oh yeah, it says there's like a no data thing here going on. Okay, it looks like it's back. Yeah, it might just
back?
be. Yeah, it might just be screwy for a little bit. I know we've been having some issues, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Test,
I can
test,
see
test.
myself. Okay. Yeah. No. I never really get super excited about anything coming out because I don't like my heart broken. I just like to go in with zero expectations and just take it in. And I think we talked about this where I was like, and unfortunately, I'm like so excited for Dune, and I'm terrified because it already looks so dope. I'm super excited for it. But for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I haven't really read any of their comics, and I like them as supplemental characters.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they can hold their own show, if they have story enough to hold their own show. I don't really have any examples of it, or I haven't really seen it, I guess.
Yeah.
I think they're both really good actors. Winter Soldier is probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, I would agree. Mm-hmm.
Bold claim. But
Yep.
I think it is. Actually, I think Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie.
It's mine for sure. I mean, I think a lot of people
Yeah,
consider
I
it to
think
be
it
the
is.
best like film in the
Yeah,
MCU.
I really, really love that movie. Do I love it in a way where I want to see Bucky's whole life? I don't know.
Right?
We'll see.
That's fair. So did you ever read or are you familiar with Red? I think it's Captain America Red, White, and Black, I think, or Black, White, and Red. It's one of
the
the
one where he goes to Hydra.
No, that's like Secret whatever or Secret Empire. This one was an interesting book done sort of making a parallel to the Tuskegee experiments where there's like essentially a dark history to the Captain America shield where there were some super soldiers, African American super soldiers that were sort of given a less tested version of the serum. And one of them was a man named like Isaiah Bradley. And so one of the themes in the show, and I know the stream might be like screwing up or whatever, but I'm just going to keep going. One of the
It
themes.
looks fine. It's just like blurry.
Yeah, we'll work on it. You know what I mean? Like it could be us. It could be you. It could be a combo of everything. It could be all of the people in chat. It's probably their fault, to be honest. Yeah, so that aspect of it I think is going to be really interesting. And then I think the thing that I'm most looking forward to it actually is that number one, hour-long episodes, so like 40 minutes to an hour.
A drama.
Yup.
I do love a drama.
Yup. And the fact that we're going to get our first real look at what the ground level of the post-Endgame MCU looks like. You know what I mean? Like, what are the governments... Well, like, what are the governments doing?
Post-Endgame.
Yeah. Like,
how are they handling it?
Exactly. So that is kind of really where my excitement stems from.
Yeah, I trust Marvel. That's all. I just trust Marvel. I will always watch every single thing they put out. You know, I always think it's worth my time. And there haven't been many things that have been so bad that I was like, what a waste of my time. Like
100%.
Things have been better than others. Some things have not been good, but I've never like had a horrible time. So. Yeah. I'm excited. I love a drama. That's one of the reasons why I like Star Trek Discovery, because it's like kind of like it feels like an old early 2000s soap opera almost.
Yeah.
Like very, very big dramatics. It can be super corny, but God, I mean, I love a show where there's a drama and things happening.
Indeed, I'm a big fan of Das Drama as well.
Yeah.
Random thing, just as it seemed like you were talking a little like a nostalgia too. The Lois and Clark show, the new Superman show. I'm like super pumped for that. I used to watch that Lois and Clark show back in the day, and it like just it was just like a good wholesome like serialized Superman show. It was super fun.
What's this one supposed to be about?
Well, his kids, so it's pretty crazy. Him and Lois moved back to Smallville, and then they have 2 kids, and the show revolves around him admitting to his boys that he is Superman. And, like, his one son takes it, like, a really weird way, and it's essentially like a family drama about, like, living in the modern world and, like, how is Clark supposed to cope with, like, the struggles of a modern family and also being, Superman. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So. I'm a watch that.
Superman stories are hit or miss for me, though.
Yeah, that one's like a Boy Scout story. You know what I mean? Like very like Superman. Let me tell you a story.
I like a good Boy Scout Superman story if it understands the like internal struggle.
Yeah, I love that character. Like, we just did a. I'm gonna die. We just did a video with Star Wars Theory and I. We did a Darth.
I feel like I just got COVID from 3,000.
Oh no, yo, you're gonna get us canceled. Star Wars Theory and I did a video Darth Vader versus Superman, and man, it was right.
What?
But yeah, I know, but. It was super fun. It was super fun to talk about Supermans and just argue on why he would demolish Vader.
I mean, I feel like Superman can demolish everybody. That's like one of the reasons why it's so hard for me to like him consistently, because I'm like, what can't this dude do? Like, I was watching, which one was I watching? I think, was it Batman vs Superman? The animated movie where he like dies and like regenerates in like a field of flowers.
Yeah. He gets nuked. He gets nuked. And then the sun, and then, Mm-hmm.
And I was just like texting my friend Michael, shout out Michael, you're the one who's helping me watch all this shit. I was like, can you just list the powers Superman just doesn't have? I think that would be a shorter list. Like, because...
well, let me tell you this. This is my favorite. Oh, here we go. Grant Morrison again. Okay. Superman 1, or rather, Justice League 1 million. Okay?
Okay.
Have you ever read or watched All-Star Superman?
The movie?
Yes.
No.
Put it on your list. You got to check it out. It's like brilliant. It's considered to be, I think, one of Grant's like masterworks and one of the best Superman stories ever told. Regardless, the ending sort of sees Superman. I don't want to give it away, but like essentially, like he goes into the sun for a reason. Okay. And in Justice League 1 million, he's been in the sun for 1 million years, and he's so powerful that he manifests himself a gold body. He brings Lois back to life and manifests her like a pure silver body. Yo, it's like the wildest shit. So to answer your question, you're
That's
like, what can't he do? Right. Well, Grant was like, probably had that same question where he's like, what can't this fucker do? And then he's like, I'll throw him in the sun for 1 million fucking years and then I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And it's, yeah.
Can you imagine having a conversation with that dude?
I'd love to.
I can't imagine. Like, I mean, when I read Flex Montello, I was just like, you special little creature.
He's a wild man. He's a wild man.
Thinks like you.
Have you ever seen that interview, or it was like at a Comic-Con or something? It was like sort of a famous thing where he comes out and he starts by like screaming this like blood curdling scream into the mic, and it makes the whole audience like have a weird kind of thing, and then he starts talking about like the universe and time.
Okay. All right, Kanye. Why don't you just simmer the fuck down?
I'm gonna tell you what. That shit, dude, watch that late at night. Shit is crazy.
Well, we were talking about this last time, right? The whole genius...
madness thing, yeah.
Genius artist graph, like...
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But, it's fun, and luckily for normies, you can kind of get a taste of it from a distance, which is kind of cool.
I mean, it's like one of the things with, like, Alan Moore, right? He's such, like, a grumpy old fuck, but...
Crazy wizard, dude.
Crazy little wizard man, just like fucking kicking it in the middle of nowhere. But
Dude, have you ever heard? Me too.
And every time he hates things that I like, I'm like, no.
Do you know that?
No.
Do you know that Alan has written one of the best Superman stories of all time as well? Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? Yeah. Oh
I love
yeah.
Alan Moore. I'm like an Alan Moore stan.
Yo, you gotta check out that book
dude.
then. Yo, I will literally send you a copy or something.
Oh my god, I have homework.
Yeah, no, that's a great Superman story. It's yeah, he's fantastic, of course. It's a very interesting Superman idea. And this was actually the transition in between the Silver Age Superman into like the modern age Superman. And it's really cool, man. Like, yeah, you got to check it out. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into the super chats now. So go ahead and throw a super chat in if you want to get your question answered, or more or less guarantee that it will be answered. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. Just drop a question into the chat, and we'll try to get into a few of those as well.
Super chats for a super lady.
Yeah. And I should probably put it on Front Street that all the super chat money goes to Daryn on Wednesday nights. So you guys can spoil her for sure. But here's the thing. I'm going to be fucking honest with you. You better save some simp money for me too, because I'm going to get super jealous real quick. But
I'm starting a simp IRA. Thank you guys so much.
Yo, a simp IRA. I like that a lot. Yo, the Mace 31, welcome. I
told you I simp responsibly.
You do. You're a Nerdvenger now. David Jimmers, you are a Nerdvenger now. Jonathan Velasquez says, chat emoji, play the Eagle song for my Nerdvenger in chat. Well done, sir. William Warrington, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. Alex, welcome. You're a Nerdvenger now. Daniel K, welcome. You're a Nerdvenger now. Hero Dyer's Fires says the Nerdy Wood as a possible name. Yeah, we'll put it on the list. Lavis Blackman says the Daryn of Nerds. I mean, that's cool, but I think we could do better, but it's not bad.
The Den Mother.
The Den Mother. Oh, shit. Moving in. Lucas Tex Venger, Den with Daryn. I like that, too. Yeah, we're gonna land on something together. We'll figure it out. Trev says with the $5 Canadian, so I don't know what that is. You know,
it's $5 US and just a hug.
Right on. I support Lavis Blackman for everything he says. Wow, what an endorsement. Slow-mo 1203 says Hump Day Holla with Daryn. You know what? I gotta respect the wordplay. I gotta respect the wordplay on that. It's not bad. Jeremy,
is it holler like holla, or like holler like a ditch?
Yeah, probably the first one, I would say. Jeremy Ravenclaw, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. Tim with the $2 holla says Lavis for president. Shout out Daryn for being here. What's all this Lavis love? What's going on? I'm gonna get super jealous of that too. Owen
Lavis,
Rhodes,
stop trying to steal my shine. This is my stream. How dare you?
Fucking hey, dude. Owen Rhodes says Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel, and America Chavez, Photon, Black Panther. Looks like we could get an Ultimates team in the future, and Only Nerds is hilarious. It is indeed hilarious. What do you think of that? Did you ever read the Ultimates, or do you know kind of what he's referring to?
I do not.
So Ultimates was kind of like, first there was a version in the Ultimates comics actually, which was like the Avengers, but there was also a group.
Wait, are you burping now?
No, I'm not.
Stop trying to come for my brand. Like,
right? Yeah.
Burping is my thing.
Burping is my thing. Yo, we're gonna make a little graphic actually for your. Wouldn't that be hilarious if we had
just
like
me, like it, like.
Well, I'll tell you what I want it to be is like a cutesy emoji version of you, and then like it burps and it's a monster version of you, like kind of like.
I want a cute emoji of me.
We'll definitely figure that out. We've got we have the technology. Trev says Den together now with Daryn. Not the worst thing I've ever heard. Mike Porter, call the show what you want. Pick what you feel. Sir Glass half full here, reporting for duty. So glad you are here, Daryn. You have refreshing takes.
That's a great name.
That is pretty good. We love Mike Porter, actually. Name. He's like,
that's a great name.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's a longtime Nerdvenger. I believe he has his diamond badge. You see it in the chat. Like we have that means that he's been a member for like 6 months, which which is awesome. So yeah, they have different little colors on the badges and whatnot. It's kind of cool. All right, let's see here. Justin says, imagine seeing the classic blue and yellow suit Wolverine in the MCU. Love the channel. Yeah, what's your take on that? What do you think? Could they make the yellow work?
I would love that. That's one of the things I got a real bone to pick with the X-Men movies, because the X-Men were my first true love. Like that's what got me into all this shit. And so they have like a very special and very like personal place in my heart. And you know, the first X-Men movie is great. You can't deny that for the time that it came out in 2000, Bryan Singer did something amazing, which was make this concept mainstream in a world that didn't want comics. That didn't want comic movies. Like, comic movies up until then were just like this corny kind of throwaway shit. Like, it was a joke. And he made it not a joke, and that's great. But it's also like, you can't really like fuck up the X-Men story. There's like 50 years of content to pick from, and the very basic bare bones of it. It's pretty easy when they had to continue on that thread and actually like tell the story of like who the X-Men are aside from like the prejudice. That's where they really struggled.
Right, because they don't understand the characters. Right.
How many movies in their black skin suits do I have to watch? Like, where's the fun? The X-Men is fun. The X-Men is so much fun. Like,
First Class was pretty fun though. Yeah.
I did like First Class, like, but that's the thing with the X-Men movies. It's like, I actually have a fun little X-Men art print on my wall right here. It's all the X-ladies, but like in bathing suits, like in a waterfall.
Yeah, that's on your Twitter. That's your Twitter thing, right?
Oh yeah, that picture. It's on my wall. I just think it's great.
What's your Twitter so all the simps can go find you?
Daryn Wood, but with 3 O's, because for some reason my first and last name were not available. Whoever you are, you butthole. Get off my steez.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I think that's one of the things that they lose. It's okay. The X-Men, their life sucks. Everyone hates them. All they do is help people.
And then they have to just save. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All they do is help people, and all everyone does is just go, fuck you. Like, nobody likes them. Their life sucks. And so when you pair their life sucks with sad, serious, nonstop, boohoo, wah, wah, it kind of gets old after a while. You're like, the whole cool part of it is that they're like this ragtag group of misfits that have completely different personalities, completely different vibes, and the way they interact with each other and their social dynamics of everything is what make them interesting and what make them who they are, not their black skin suits or
even the powers, really.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm fighting against prejudice. It's every movie is the fucking same. It's like, how can we make everything gray and make them all in black and talk about how prejudice is bad? And you're like, okay, yeah, we got it though.
Agreed.
We have like 60 years of that, so we got it. Thank you. Thank you.
I would say though, and I know you agree, that like Logan is sort of in a weird way. I mean, for me personally, I think it's just way above most of the other X-Men movies. But one of the most brilliant things that the film accomplishes, and this is like Feige-esque, which I would love to see James Mangold come into the MCU and do something with Feige. That would be fantastic. And he's apparently doing the new Indiana Jones, so that's actually probable down the line, Disney family and whatnot. But that movie uses the canon that is set up in the prior films, much the same way that Feige does with his movies, except it just ignores all the shitty stuff and just uses the canon of like the good movies. It's crazy. Like, you don't need to know, you know what I mean? Like,
if I have to see one more fucking Jean flashback, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
I know,
like, let it go. Let it die. Please let it die. I was watching the one Wolverine movie where he's in Japan. I kind of like that movie.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
I know everyone shat on that movie, but I actually had a really good time with that movie.
Director's cut is really nice on that one.
I have a weird soft spot for, like, I mean, Chris Claremont's like whole run comic of that is fantastic, and I love it dearly. And you know, I'm Japanese, so I'm samurai stuff. But like that movie, I had a really good time with that movie. And then those stupid scenes with Jean, I wanted to kill myself. I was like, let go! Let go! We're already in another world. Please let it die. Please stop doing this. Yeah. Like, this is it's so painful to watch them try to just like beat this dead horse and then like sling it over their shoulders and like make it into a puppet. I'm like, okay, it's a fucking worse storyline.
They just need to humanize. It's just like, they're just like, how do we humanize Logan? You know what I mean? And that's like just the way or whatever, I guess.
Give him a girlfriend. And you're like,
to be fair, they do it so much better with the father-daughter relationship in Logan.
Because that's his thing.
Yeah,
he's a mentor.
Exactly.
He's
and
so
with
good
Kitty,
with like little girls.
Right, like
that
him
sounds
and,
weird.
Yeah, but it's true. Like him and Kitty Pryde, for instance.
Him and Jubilee.
Yeah.
Him and fucking he is a father. He's also really good with animals. People don't know this about Logan, but he's very good with animals.
I think. Are you a Logan simp all of a sudden? It's kind of feeling as though.
No, I'm more of a Cyclops simp.
What?
Yep.
Oh wow. Where's Cap? Where's Cap in Pennsylvania? Where you been at, Cap? Do we have
justice for Cyclops.
Oh,
he's done so dirty in those movies. They make him look like such a little wiener.
That's true. It's
so unfair.
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
Yeah.
But I just because Wolverine doesn't need my simpiness. He's got enough. Everyone's just like for Wolverine. True. So he's fine. But it's just there is a softness to him that is there. Cough, cough, read a comic, you'll find some. That doesn't need just Gene flashbacks in every movie. It's fucking annoying. Agreed. What were we even talking about before?
I don't know, but you did great. All right, check this out. Cool High says, show name Daryn the Transparent. What do you think of that?
Daryn the Transparent.
It is a terrible name, but I just love the way it sounds.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I thought of myself as someone with a name that doesn't rhyme really with anything. Interesting. Transparent is new.
That is interesting. Daryn the Transparent. Cool. Pork Chops, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger. Now, Trev again says Mulan is a Star Wars movie from the Empire perspective. Yeah, that's fair. I can kind of see where you're going with that. Jennifer Cook says show name Daryn's Dungeon. It kind of also has a kind of grungy, maybe kind of thing going on, but maybe a tad bit more appropriate than some of the other choices.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, you do. I know. Yeah.
Know.
Dylan Jank, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Yo, could a lightsaber cut into Superman? No, but a lightsaber with some kryptonite in it might be able to. Yeezy for Sheezy, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Must be a welcome back because you have a blue badge, so I'm assuming welcome back.
Sorry, I just remembered what we were talking about before.
Yeah, what was it? Hit me.
It was the blue and yellow suit. Would you want a blue and yellow suit?
Yeah, keep going.
The long answer to that was no, it just was yes, because I'm sick of watching them talk about how sad it is to be an X-Men, and I just want to see them do some fucking fun shit. Yeah. That's why First Class was good, because it was some fun shit and some fun clothes. Agreed. I love costumes. I fucking love. That's one of the reasons why I like MCU. It's so colorful. I love color.
Indeed.
Let's see it, shit.
Yeah, let's see it.
You don't think there's genius costume designers out there that can't make that shit work? They got the money. They'll find someone. They can make that shit work.
So now, let me ask: is there a particular character or costume that you're most looking forward to coming in that you want to see adapted by the MCU people? Because a lot of your X-Men are now gonna have probably much better costumes with Feige, right? So. I like Gambit's look. You know what I mean? That's cool, but it's
Gambit's got a sweet look.
But it's pretty simple too. But it's unique and
They can make it real hot though. I hope they keep I hope they keep the pink and I make just the skin. I hope they. You know what? Rogue and Storm, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sexy fucking hot cat suits. I know we
Emma
all want
Frost,
to see Psylocke's side badge. We all want to see that, but I do want to see some colorful Rogue and Storm outfit. Well, not colorful for Storm, but I think they could make some really cool shit with billowing layers and fucking.
Yeah. Agreed. I guess I'd like to see Gambit. I would like to see some of I'm interested in seeing if he does Hellfire Club and he has that kind of thing going on. I thought in First Class the Emma Frost was pretty decent. Yeah. Well, she could be so much better. She's super one note.
January Jones, you're so beautiful, boo boo, but you're kind of.
She's super one note for sure.
She's super bland.
Yeah. Yo, she's brilliant in the comics. I love Emma Frost.
Oh, Emma Frost is that bitch. I love Cyclops and I love their weird toxic shit. I just think it's the fucking.
I love it too. Yo, she gets in his head and shit. Oh, it's hot. Yeah.
Emma Frost is such a psycho. I would love to see a really sexy movie with all the Hellfire Club. Oh, that'd be hot.
Yeah, it should be hot.
Let's see some shit. Let's see some Disney would never.
We'll see.
Netflix? Well, maybe we'll get some Netflix Disney thing fucking spin-off, you know? I got to see Jessica Jones fuck Luke Cage. That was awesome. Maybe
that was awesome. That was awesome. It was super hot. You know, with the possibility of like them doing sort of like a Touchstones Pictures thing on Disney Plus, where they're like bringing in Deadpool to be rated R. There maybe even like Moon Knight might be rated R or something like that. So, hey, it could happen, Daryn.
Dude, an R-rated Emma Frost focused movie, or like an X-Men movie with Emma Frost like heavily featured, like R-rated.
Because if you don't realize, what we're implying here is that she uses sex appeal and men's weaknesses to it against them a lot, and it's really cool. Like she's really clever, and she like, okay, so just as an example, like sometimes in the comics, I remember this has come up in different stories, people will like chastise her and call her not feminine or something, like diegetically, meaning in the comic, and she usually rebuts them by saying that no, like using the form and using that power of femininity is like it is feminism or whatever. So it's a really interesting character.
Love that.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm all about that shit. I hate it when it's like, I mean, like even with like when the one, this is like another hill I love to die on, and I was talking about like Emily Blunt's arms last week. Like I know, I get it when people are like, why does Wonder Woman have to have a short skirt and her fucking like tube top to be fighting crime? It's because we like to see hot people in hot outfits. Shoot me. I don't know. We just like hot people are interesting to look at. I want to see them in a sexy outfit. Like, and I know it objectifies whatever person and makes you think about their body first, makes them think beauty's most important, whatever, blibbity blue. But I get it. It's not a bad argument. It's the right argument. But at the same time, you know, you do have characters like Emma Frost that are self-aware, where there is somebody's looks is also a talent that they're born with. And if they're self-aware enough or intelligent enough to use it and utilize it in a way that benefits them, fuck yeah, go for it. Dude, I worked in bottle service. I don't give a, like...
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not like people would sometimes talk to me, like ask me about working in bottle service like I was like a porn star. Like is it like crazy? Like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, like things like that are more transactional than you think. Mm-hmm. It's like if some dude is like, I want to hang out with a hot chick at a club and I'll give her a fucking few $100s. So she stays there and talks to me. And the girl's like, yeah, I can do that. I'm the girl. No, it's like, and there's nothing like salacious and weird about it. It's like purely transactional and highly self-aware. It's fine.
Yeah, agreed. I just think it's I think it's one of those things where people just have here's what I would say, and I don't know for sure, but like my general notion on this is that most of the people that have a big problem with these sort of things are actually usually the most ignorant to what's actually going on. It's like they are viewing these things through a lensing that's basically like a model that is just makes sense to them. Right, like, so for instance, like, you know, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole, but like even the idea of sex work, you know, from the female and male perspective is a really interesting sort of new modern thing that I think our beliefs are evolving on.
For sure.
But like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like and I think the writers of that character, particularly like male and female, have treated her with that level of respect because that is the character. So, you know, again, it sort of goes into this thing where it's like, regardless of whether or not you personally agree with how Emma Frost views feminism, it is a thing to her character that is consistent, and that makes it organic. So
it's also funny, like it's also more like a philosophical debate too, like what is deemed appropriate to utilize, right? Because it's like, you know, some people just like to dress sexy and show off their body and be hot all the time, and it's like good for them. Like you know, not everyone feels that way. Like I don't feel that way, but some people do. It feels really awesome for them to just kind of be an object of desire, and it's very interesting to think of. It's like an asset that they were born with. Some parts of society decide that's like no, but you can't use that one. because
totally
that one's
agree.
dirty.
And you must, and again, like, I don't necessarily want to go down this whole rabbit hole, but it is interesting.
This is the rabbit hole channel. The rabbit hole.
True. But I just think that, like, there is something about that is like gatekeeping, right? Where it's like, oh, you can't use these certain assets or whatever, but you can use these certain assets. But like the more I study like just markets and stuff like that, it's like, well, there's shit that's unfair in almost every industry. And it's like...
it's also very American. America is very puritanical with their views on like...
Oh, 100%.
Sex stuff.
People, but you know what's funny? People don't even realize that. Well, they do, but like I think the vast majority of Americans don't realize how prudish and conservative, even the moderate liberal side of America is like super conservative compared to the rest of the world.
Our media is so puritanical. It's very bizarre. Like nobody else cares about nipples. Nobody else. It's just
they
us.
Don't. You're right. Or drugs, or like cares. Like if you look at Europe, it's so funny what makes the news over here, and like what ruffles feathers like elsewhere around the world. Yeah, I totally agree. It's really interesting, but it's a part of the reason.
We all grew up in this, so it's like it's hard to pretend we are not raised with a lot of that intrinsic stuff in us too. I mean, so am I.
For sure. But to be fair, America does also have a countercultural spiritual side that goes all the way back to like, Thoreau and, Emerson, and then the 60s and shit like that. So like there's always been a more complicated version or a more detailed version of the story. But overall, the American consciousness and population is pretty conservative with these sort of things. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting.
And when shit like that's baked in, it's kind of hard to I mean, like even as someone who's thought about this as much as I have and like agree, like feel so strongly about other things, I'm still kind of prudish in some ways. Like
me too.
I don't like,
me too. It's weird.
Myself off. Yeah. It's like. And then like I have a bunch of friends that are just like fucking naked gazelles, just like and I'm always just like love that. I can't partake.
But it's like for sure. But it's all about like what's your sort of thing, like what's your bag, what's your truth, like.
And that's what it is, man. Just let people do what the fuck they want.
Agreed. Yeah. Well, that is ultimately like kind of the ideal version, I think, of sort of the promise of democracy, right? I don't think we're living up to it necessarily, but that's the idea, right? Keaton Haas with the $10 holla says, just want to say welcome, Daryn. Love the shirt. Maybe he meant show. Daryn's Den. Yeah, Daryn. I do like that dress part shirt. Maybe Daryn's Den does not sound bad. David says, what's that? What'd you say?
I'm like basically in a den because I'm in my garage. So. Dang,
well, it looks pretty nice.
I just winked with both eyes.
Yo, David says, how do I link? Oh, okay. How do I link my Discord? I want to win everything. They will walk you through that on the Discord. Just go into the Discord. People will help you out. Whitney is in there like all the time, making sure people are following DOS rules and whatnot. Vito says, Daryn to dream. I actually love that. Daryn to dream, or Daryn to do something like that, like a play on the daring to. Anyway, a nerd story.
Daring to dream.
Yeah.
Am I a dreamer though? I don't know.
Wait, what? Am I a dreamer? You got to tell me. I don't know.
I'm like every single person in my family and extended family is an engineer. So even though I am not, I can't escape. I'm very like.
It's still personality. What is it? Type A? Is that what they call that?
Just like logical and systems and rationale focused.
Heard.
Sometimes I have to like take a step. That's been my whole adult life, learning how to be more
fun.
No, like understanding if something isn't logical or doesn't make sense doesn't mean it's not valid.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have this. For sure. I have this thing where like if it doesn't make sense in my brain, then my brain does this thing where it says like then it doesn't make sense. Period. But like that's not true. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely a lot of shit that like I don't get, and then a day later I'm like, oh okay, So yeah. Gavin Vale Smith with a $5 holla says, Josh, dump your other channels. This is the best video by far. Perfect partner. Go to Jurassic Park shirt. We love Daryn, man, and we know this is a good show. We knew kind of as we were getting into it, we're like, yeah, this is good chemistry. This will be really good. So no, we're gonna keep it going. Obi-Wan Dahomey says, love you all, Nerdvengers, and the future
Still love that
Nerdvengers.
name.
Right? It's so good.
Such a good name.
Got nothing but love for all the nerdy peeps. The vote is Breaking Wood with Daryn.
On my Karate Kid?
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Zia or
Was that an
Zaya.
Asian slur? How dare you?
Oh,
Canceled.
shit.
Obi-Wan.
Canceled. See ya, Obi-Wan. Zia says they could have a fun time explaining the yellow Wolverine suit with a line like you definitely want to see him coming. I actually like that. That could be cool. Because the yellow
Definitely wanna
suit
see
isn't
him
very
coming.
tactical, you know?
It's not tactical, but he's also a psycho, so that could make sense. That's one thing that I loved about the Logan movie. Finally got into the fact that that dude is not chill.
Definitely not chill. Not a chill bro.
He's an animal. That's the whole point.
The whole point. No, I know. I love that shit. Pork chops with a $1 holla, no message. I don't know what that's about, but thank you. Andrew says, justice for Cyclops. Cyclops simps here.
Justice for Cyclops.
Nice, dude.
I feel very strongly about this. Like,
Yeah, that's going to be trouble.
nobody understands.
People
Has this been something that's been talked about before, and I just like walked into it?
Yeah, it's a thing. So there's one of our old school members, Captain Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It's like a meme how much he loves and stands for Scotty Summers. Like we've been in streams and stuff before where he's like just but Scotty Summers though, you know, and just like the whole, and we're just like, dude, Cap, shut up. So yeah,
Captain Pennsylvania. I see you.
Yeah, somewhere.
I see you.
Y'all
Someone
are gonna-
has to be the manager, okay? Someone has to be the manager, and the manager doesn't get to hang out with everyone else, and it's a hard job. And they
Yeah.
just shit on him.
Yeah.
Fucking get the fuck out.
Some
Bad,
people
like,
would
what they-
argue that he's the manager that became the Karen, but go ahead.
That is true, because he's also kind of insufferable sometimes. But you know what?
Big time.
He's managing the X-Men. What an awful gig. What
Yeah.
a truly, truly, truly awful gig.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Let
He's
me
the
ask you
only one
this:
who can really do it.
in AVX, when he offs the prof at the end of the story, how do you feel about that?
AVX. What is
Avengers
that?
vs. X-Men. He kills Professor X at the end of that.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
I haven't read that in so long.
yeah. He
That was
kills
a
him at the end.
weird.
It was so weird.
That was a weird turn. I wasn't really behind that kind of thread of Scott and Emma. I'm not gonna lie.
People
I
not.
kind of lost interest at that point. I'm not gonna lie. I like.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I didn't really like that. I just remember kind of like flippantly reading.
It
that
was
comic.
really like commercialized. So like the whole idea of like
Yeah.
X-Men versus Avengers, it's really like poppy, and there wasn't like super. Some of the tie-ins were really cool. There wasn't a lot of like depth to the story. There's a couple of really cool things that happen, but when he kills the professor, it was pretty heartbreaking. Like those two just have such a long history together, and he really did feel betrayed by his mentor and kind of snapped, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think it was hard for me to get behind because what was that in like the early 2010s?
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
and that was honestly kind of like I just feel like not a lot of the Marvel comics in that time were really strong.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right. Leading out of
They
like
were-
Secret Invasion, like shit got weak. Like all of the like
Like-
initiative stuff and like that. Yeah, there was some weak stuff.
They were just
for sure.
grasping at straws. So when this like super dramatic storyline happened in something that I already felt was like pretty basic and mediocre, I was just like, no, I'm not really into it. Like I didn't really register it as a story I was really taken by because I was just. And maybe that was just me being like a butthole, but like I just didn't get into it. I think I'm trying to remember. It was so.
It was like the basic idea
That's the
was
Phoenix
like
suit,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So the Phoenix Force comes
Those are
back
hot
to
though.
Earth. They
Those
are
are some
super
hot suits.
They're super hot.
Those are some hot suits.
Well, like so Tony, like so the Phoenix is coming back to Earth for like the millionth time or whatever, right? And like
Yeah.
Tony's like, I've had enough of this shit, and so he creates a gun basically to try to kill the Phoenix because he's Tony Stark and
Yeah.
he's Icarus. So he literally uses it, blasts the Phoenix, it gets ripped apart into these 5 pieces, and then goes into 5 different X-Men.
I do remember this.
And
It
it's
was
like, holy
Emma,
shit! And then they
Scott.
turn on. It's all about Hope, I believe. It's Hope Summers because it's actually post House of M. And Hope is the first mutant born since the House of M. So it was like a big kind of deal.
You know what? Come to think of it, I haven't really read a lot of recent Marvel comics because that time really turned me off, honestly.
Yeah, I got you.
I stopped reading a lot. I read I kind of only read the one-off stuff that, like the Vision one. Vision in 2015.
Great story.
That was fucking great. Mark Waid's Black Widow.
Yeah,
there are good like one-off stories here, but like the serialized, they were not it.
Yeah, the main books kind of suffered for a while for sure. No, I'd agree with that. The Hickman stuff in 2015, 2016 really saved it for me. That was a great
the what stuff?
Jonathan, Hickman stuff. So Jonathan Hickman came back and wrote. He was writing Avengers, New Avengers, and and his tenure under Avengers was it led into the Secret Wars.
I still have my Marvel Unlimited subscription.
Yo, please go read it. Okay, I
haven't used it in a while, so
you've got a lot of homework.
I do.
It's crazy. All right, Pork Chop says Den of Nerds Woods Hood. Maybe we'll see. Jared Roberts, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Just Fernie says, call the show Woodstock and Burp Chip or Chirp. Burp Chirp? Woodstock and Burp Chirp? That's not terrible. Is that a play on you burping?
What's burp? Woodstock and like Woodstock the concert, or like Woodstock and Snoopy?
I think he's talking about like the Snoopy and Bird Chirp. I don't know. That's lost on us.
Sorry, I don't think we get the reference and we're ruining it.
Yeah, we're ruining
Our bad.
Our bad. John Harris with a very generous $20 holla says, the last WandaVision commercial with her didn't fully connect her life like the rest. I think it's because we didn't see it. It's the deal that a predator preyed on her vulnerability. They gave her a deal that she could never truly have. That's very interesting. So what he's talking about, he's talking about in the WandaVision episode, there's those commercial breaks, right? So a couple of them have been like the watch or like the toaster. The most recent one was in the claymation. The claymation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the claymation
that one was like a cry for help.
Well, that's the thing. People are wondering, what is the claymation thing? Does it hint at who the villain is? What exactly is? What he's saying is he thinks that it's all about her vulnerability and the fact that she can't open the magic thing as she's dying is the fact that like it's sort of a trick or whatever, that like she's being played. What do you think about that?
So there's like somebody magic is like tainting her and using her powers. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Sure. I'd be down for that. I want to see some magic shenanigans. We talked about this in the last stream last time, that we're ready to see some Doctor Strange, fucking Scarlet Witch, some magic.
Dude.
With a K. I want to see some magic with a K.
Yes, magic would be great. Yes, she's
some
fantastic.
blonde bangs.
Yeah. And then a little bit of what's the dragon?
What a wild storyline, by the way. I remember reading that in the comics when like Colossus' little sister just like goes to hell and becomes. I was like, what am I reading?
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's
and then
really
she becomes
crazy.
a mainstay magic character, and I was like, this is goddamn.
She's badass too, and I really like her character. And then the Lockheed, the little dragon, and his relationship with like her and Kitty and stuff it's really, really cool.
I had a little Lockheed at New York Comic Con last year, and I said I was Astonishing X-Men Kitty. I had a little dragon Machiana. It was very cute.
Super
cute.
Very cute. Super cute. Justin Caruso says, is Black Widow not that important to the MCU timeline if they're able to just continue to push it but release shows? I think that's sort of the question, Justin. That's kind of what we're grappling with.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just going to have to bite or eat the spoilers. Look, here's the thing. If you're ruining things that are reveals in Black Widow, but the Black Widow, the hype for it's diminished anyways, then that's not really even that big of a problem, because you've already lost sort of the value proposition for Black Widow, so you don't need to like keep the integrity of these secrets per se. There's hopefully just enough draw for you to just want to go see a Black Widow movie and enjoy an MCU film. I think that's kind of the thing. Keaton Hoss says, welcome to all the new members. What do you think about Daryn knighting some of the new Avengers? Daryn, there's a new Nerdvenger named Daniel Fisher. Would you like to knight Daniel Fisher?
How do I do this? I have a
So
nail
it's like,
file here.
so it's like this arm and that arm. You are a Nerdvenger now, and you just say, "Welcome, Daniel. You are a Nerdvenger now."
Welcome, Daniel. You're a Nerdvenger. I use my nail file. It kind of looks like a sword.
Dang, Daniel. Shit. Anyway, Mike Border. Show name Burp Town. Burp Town. Burp Town with Daryn. Yeah. Swearing with Daryn on the den.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all good, dude. Lorgasm says we need Thor to hang.
What am I missing?
Yo, he said we need Thor to hang dong. That's hilarious, dude. That's funny shit.
Hang dong?
Yeah. Please don't make me explain that. Brad Moore says.
No, what does it mean? I need to know.
It means full frontal nudity.
Hang dong. Oh.
Yeah.
Just hanging around.
Yeah, just hanging out.
You
perv, dude. You
orgasm.
perv. Yes,
and
orgasm.
If you
perv.
it consensually, I would. Come on.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, anyway. Brad Moore's $5 no message. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. Lorgasm says into the rabbit hole with Daryn. I don't mind that at all. There's something there. Maybe. Daniel K says actress Emma Caulfield Dottie in WandaVision teased possible reveal about her character in a tweet today. Thoughts? P.S. Great work, Daryn. Dan of Nerds. Yes, Dan. Yes. What do you think about that? What's up with Dottie? You think she's plays an important role in the show or what? She's the blonde lady. From the one episode, if you recall, Agnes, the neighbor character, tells Wanda that everything in the town like revolves through Dottie or something to that effect. So a lot of people think she's going to play a big role. And she revealed something in a tweet, apparently. Let me look that up while you're...
Yeah. Mulling it over. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really have like a fun opinion about this. I'm just kind of like, yeah, maybe, sure, we'll see.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff that
I don't have a lot to go off with the WandaVision show. I'm just taking it fucking day by day. It's honestly a show that is kind of hard to have a lot of excitement and opinions on.
All I see in this is that it just says, "Where is Dottie?" That's it. I don't see what they're... Let me see. Maybe she removed it or something. Let me see what's in the thing here.
Although I like it, though. I hope it keeps going. It's fun. I just like looking at Elizabeth Olsen's and Paul Bettany's face. I love Paul Bettany as Vision.
Yeah, he's fan-freaking-tastic. They're both great.
When we were talking about screen presence last week, that's it to a T, right? It's like Vision was like I don't know, instantly taken with him. Literally instantly taken with him the minute he came on screen in Age of Ultron. And I just have been... it has made me go back and like read more into him because he was so compelling in the movies. And he's like a side character, essentially. We're like, what is that? It's crazy. It's not I don't even know if there's words for it. It's a charisma, baby.
You know, I saw one time I was at a Wizard World and Bettany was there, and one of my friends that I was sort of running with at the time was the hype man. He was like the guy that introduced people to panels at Wizard World, and he had to introduce Bettany, and he wrote this fantastic speech that's like a parody on the "My Lords, My Ladies" speeches from A Knight's Tale. And have you seen that movie?
I have not seen that movie.
Girl,
but I used to love that movie.
Yo, there's a brilliant... So Bettany's great in that film, but he keeps doing these crazy speeches to all these like kings and stuff, and he's like this just speech maker in the film, and he's like, "My lords, my ladies," and then
one who writes the letters.
Yes, exactly, for Will. Yes. Yeah. So he basically just tells all these crazy stories about in the film. The knight character, right? Yeah. And so my buddy did a version of that, but told all of like Bettany's roles in like this epic way.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Knight's Tale an excellent movie.
It's legit,
I used to love that movie when I was younger. When I was like a kid, I would watch it all the time. And I was like, it's like Heath Ledger was like so cute, and like
it's
was
legit.
Just the best.
And that I don't know who that actress was, but she's foxy as hell. Yo, this is a good name.
Who's that actress?
Truth or Daryn? Drafter says. What do you think about that? That's kind of cool. Something like that, like Truth or Daryn. It's a cool play on words. I think it's kind of cool.
That one goes up there.
It goes up there. She hates it, guys. That's the translation. Jay Legend says...
I just have to think things over a lot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm not one person that's like, that's it, sold. I take all of it and I lay it... I said, engineers, remember? I lay it all out.
So we're going to do like... Yeah. So we're going to have like 16 shows before we have a name or something. That's kind of what I'm... getting Jay says pop question, top 2 picks for Wolverine in the MCU. Who are your top 2 picks for Logan?
I kind of want an unknown. I'm not gonna lie, like I just want, and I want him to be short, and I want him to be kind of ugly. Yeah, but like Hollywood ugly, you know, when they're like ugly, but they're still like, most people would fuck them kind of ugly, and just hairy and weird and just like a beefy weird beef dude. I kind of want all the X-Men people to be unknowns. I tend to agree, and I'm terrible at casting anyway, so I don't usually try to touch these questions. Yeah, like I can't think of any actor that I'm like, you would be the perfect Wolverine, because Wolverine's such a weird, he's like an animal. Like I'd want like I want a body type of like a professional fighter to be him. Yeah. But at the same time, he needs range, like acting chops, and I don't know who that is. So if he doesn't exist, get someone new.
You know who I would like really, I think could do it would be Carl Irving, but he's already been in the MCU, but I think he, especially if he put some like size on, got a little wider. You know, he needs to sort of have like, especially in his chest, like have this like girth. Like Logan is so short and his chest is so big. Yeah, that he has like this really funny kind of silhouette cut. So yeah, something like that would be super chill. Yeah.
Carl Irving. Irvine?
Yeah. He
Irvine or Irving?
The guy that played Billy Butcher in The Boys.
Oh.
Am I saying it wrong? Urban? I think it's Urban. Urban. You are...
Oh, I thought you said Irving.
I probably did say Irving because I can't...
He's like super tall though, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he? I don't know.
I was trying to picture him as Wolverine.
It's the Billy character from The Boys that really sells me on it. He's has
too
like
hot.
Yeah, but you could ugg him up. You could ugg him up a little. Plus, it's Disney. And they probably want him to be beautiful.
Like, not that Hugh Jackman was like because Hugh Jackman, again, you just like can't deny that he is the GOAT. And
he killed it. Yeah,
did so much for this franchise and universe in general, but he's just so hot and like so tall and so beautiful. So when they try to be like, Wolverine, like, this poor guy, and we're like, you mean this 6'2" god? Like, like I feel so bad. Like, what? No, it doesn't resonate.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's totally fair. And hopefully they can nail that aspect of the character. Again, we both trust Feige, so it'll probably be aight.
Yeah.
Jay Legend. Oh no, wait, I already did that. Zephyn says, solid choice in shirt, Daryn. As the kids would say, it's very on fleek. Hey, Chet, get Josh a JP shirt. Stat. Oh, I would love a Jurassic Park shirt.
You know what? I'll put this out to I've been trying to see Jurassic Park in theaters for several years, because I love going to theaters and I love this movie so much, and I just want to watch it in theaters again. All I want to do is like feel the T-Rex stomping in my bones. When I had this idea and I Googled it, I had found out that they'd done like a 20th anniversary theater release literally the year before. And so if anyone ever sees Jurassic Park being released at theater in their hometown, I'm that kind of weirdo that would probably fly to that town and see it.
You realize now, though, that you can rent out a theater and watch Jurassic, any of them, in a theater with your homies.
How much, though?
It's only like $150, $200. And I think you guys
No, it's fucking not.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead ass serious.
Dead ass fucking serious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the market. I think that's what they're trying to kind of get it at, yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing in a few weeks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's going to be kind of fun. And we've thought about doing that, too, with, like, the Nerdvengers, too, right? Like,
that would be so
meet
fun.
up at a con and, rent out a theater. And, it'd be so cool. Yeah, it'd be fun. I'm going to kind of fly through these super chats, Daryn, just because I know it's getting late. No, it's all good. It's all good. Let's see here. Stephen J says, origin of phrase, blood is thicker than water. Blood is the covenant agreement. It's thicker than water of the womb. Relationships joined in covenant is more valuable than the brother. Stephen J. Or I think he's asking you, do you know or is he just saying the origin of the phrase blood is thicker than water? I'm not sure what you're implying there, Steve, but we appreciate the support.
Are you trying to get me in a cult?
Yeah, I mean,
right
we have to slow down with the cult shit, bro. It's our second week, so...
If I start saying that shit, is there no going back? Will, like,
ease her in.
The floor light up?
Right, exactly. The blood of the covenant. Dude, you're bugging me out on that, Steve.
He's trying to make me repeat, like, just recite a spell.
Yeah, exactly. Yo,
Are you trying to curse me, bro? That's my first name.
Right. John Harris with the $10 hala said, sorry, hard to fully explain with limited words. I'm saying she's alone and the shark or villain gives her the promise of life with vision that she can't control and open, but truly can't use her magic. Yeah, John, I get what you're saying, man. I think it's a cool idea. Like, that is certainly one of the weirdest commercials they've done. And I definitely think it means something. It's not a throwaway thing. I don't know what it could mean, though. Could it be Mephisto? Could it be just the idea of, like, her... I've actually thought that it might be implying that when her and Pietro were surviving or some shit, that, like, she created fake food for them to eat, but it, like, didn't actually sustain them or something weird. Like, I don't know. It could mean a number of different weird things, but
yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate it, though, John. Gavin Vale says, new drinking game. Take a shot every time Daryn says the F word. Love it, Josh. Go back, review video. You read my last comment. You look super... Wait, what? Love it, Josh. Go back, review video.
I'm sorry, guys.
You read my last
comment. I'm going to try to start cursing less. I'm getting self-conscious.
Don't be self-conscious about it. You're
dang
good. Arnie Hammer for Logan. He literally eats people. Well done, Adam. Well done, sir. I'm going to see just a little bit in the chat what peeps are saying, then we'll probably call it in like the next 10 minutes. Is that Q?
That's cool. I have been shooting my mouth off for like 2 hours now.
No, it's been fun, though. I mean, look, guys, let us know. Put some heart emojis into the chat if you had a good time and you want this show to continue. And also,
look at us. We didn't know what we were going to talk about today.
No, I know, right? Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. We had a total. We had a fucking plan. I had a plan. So yeah, we had a plan and everything, guys. Ignore Daryn. And
we had ideas, but we were just not sure.
Yeah. No, it's look. I think this is gonna be a great show. I think you guys are gonna absolutely love it. And make sure you, shower a little simp money for Daryn. It's all good, but simp responsibly and save a little for me too, because I'll get really jealous. But yeah, it's good stuff. Stop the swearing, Daryn. I like that. That's kind of funny. Swearing, Daryn.
Can't help it.
Swearing,
I can't help
Daryn.
it. I should be more cognizant.
No, I mean, here's the thing. I tried it was actually a month or two ago. I tried to make that call, and I even told like all of my people, I was like, we're going to try not to swear. It's not going to work. Like, if I'm in a live streaming format like this, I'm worrying about a million things. But what I don't need to be worrying about is like not being myself or something, right? So it's just, if you're comfortable and you're going to like, be yourself, it's just going to hit people differently. And at the end of the day, I think our community is cool enough to sort of understand it. And if we cut stuff out and put it on the main channel, I will beep it out.
Yeah.
But like live, like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna cry
apologize for
about
the beeps in advance. I also realize I keep like shrugging my shoulders out of just like.
Why is that a problem?
I don't know. I keep realizing I have to like relax my shoulders.
Yo, relax your shoulders, dude. Why are you so stressed?
So how about camera? People are watching.
Right? Yeah. Connor Chase says Danny DeVito as Wolverine. Hell yes. Goddamn right. Danny DeVito as Wolverine. I'd love it. Hero Dars of Fires says, I think it means that people under her control are slowly starving to death. The people on the fringes were stuck in place. People aren't eating. Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah, I could see there being a twist where like a bunch of people are actually just like hurt and like not doing well.
Well, the one lady was like crying, right, when she was trying to do that was tough. That was tough to watch.
Hey, thank you, Drafter.
Yeah, just because I like the
Support.
swearing for a 1977 super chat. I don't know what that's about, but that was a good year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it there.
Yay!
Thank you all so much. Daryn, tell them about your personal YouTube channel and your social media.
Oh, well, thank you, everybody. This has been an absolute blast. I feel absolutely honored to be a part of the Den of Nerds. You guys are honestly a great community. A chat that is full of life, and full of topics, and full of fun, and not just people being buttholes or, yeah. I genuinely very happy to be here. My YouTube channel is just my name, and my social media is just my name. So just Daryn Wood with three O's on
three
Instagram.
O's, though, on Twitter, right?
On Instagram and Twitter, and Twitch, it's 3 O's.
Cool. And you've got like some of your like cosplay, I think, on your Insta, maybe?
No, I have some cosplays on a Patreon. Wink.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and then you can find that. That's like you have like a link tree or something, I assume.
Yeah, I got a link tree in my Instagram. So
dope.
Check it out.
I'm gonna fly through just 3 more super chats, but guys, that's
course.
it. Do not do any more, or you can, but I'm just probably not gonna read them. Baron Balrin with Daryn, or Blairin with Daryn, I think is what he's saying. Blairin with Daryn. What do you think?
Think I'm blaring?
Yeah, you're blaring me.
I do shout.
Peter says blood is thicker than water in episode 6. Oh, interesting, Steve. Yo, you got to give me a little bit more in the original message, man. Blood is thicker than water in episodes. I'm going to look into that, Steve. I'll talk about that on the morning stream tomorrow. Remind me to get into that. Gavin Vale says Jurassic Park playing in cinemas, Sydney, Australia. Josh, where do I send a Jurassic Park shirt? I have a few medium. Send me an email at thedenofnerds@gmail.com. I'm actually moving like very soon, so let's just wait until I'm stable or whatever, but maybe I can do a P.O. box or something in the meanwhile.
Josh, are you trying to like match shirts with me? It's adorable.
Dude, what if we did?
Should we start color coordinating?
What if we did? And we could call each other the night before and be like, okay, what are you feeling? Like, you know what I mean? What kind of yeah, that could be
I
kinda
honestly only have black t-shirts.
That's
black and white t-shirts.
It's kind of boring.
Well,
you just said you like color and stuff. What's happening here?
On other people. I kind of only wear black.
Oh, I see. Well,
Or
I'm wearing
black,
mostly black
red.
tonight, but I'm a colorful
I wear black, red, and yellow.
I've been told my style is grandpa-ish. People are like, you dress like a grandpa.
You mean you like to be comfortable? It's nothing
Exactly.
wrong with that.
Exactly. And I'm like, I feel like a grandpa. Get out of my face, you little fuck. But anyway. All right, everybody.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep, that's going to do it for us tonight. As I always say, I hope you were having
Thank
an
you.
awesome and a nerdy day, and we will see you in Daw's next video. Okay, bye.